Some loves begin with a glance, others with a swipe, but now we're entering a new era where love begins with a prompt. We're about to have a conversation where we explored a new kind of intimacy, one curated by code, whispered by bots, and dressed in a language of desire. We're talking about algorithms that know your type better than you do, digital soulmates, and the strange, tender territory where artificial intelligence sorts of feel very real. And because the topic touches both heart and connections, I couldn't have a better person by my side, someone I share late night playlists with, life's biggest questions, and more than a few existential rabbit holes. So let's welcome Mr. Tian, who's not only a deep thinker, but someone who I believe knows a thing or two about uh, navigating this beautiful, messy world with curiosity and soul. So this is Cosecha Salvaje, Wild Conversations. Mr. Tian, good morning or good afternoon.
Good morning. Good morning. Good afternoon, whichever you prefer.
I think we're in both, so it's fine. So,
Yes. Yes.
how's the day today? Very sunny,
This is a
huh?
good day.
Very good.
Yes. Even here, even here in sunny South Africa.
Fantastic. I can tell for the flag. Like,
Oh, of course.
of course,
Fly the flag.
let's not let anything to wonder where you're from. So let's start with the obvious. I mean, this is a very interesting subject, something very relevant for many, but for me, and I don't know about you, but for me, it was something newly known. Like I didn't realize how much people were using these like AI companions. Uh, Not only for working purposes now, like we both use ChatGPT for just rabbit holing and just doing work, actual work, but people actually are getting too intimate with this kind of entities, are actually falling in love with AI. Not just about talking about Tinder and the algorithm that they use, like characteristics to just matches with other human beings, which I think was okay. I mean, it's not very accurate, but it's fine. But now apps like
Yeah.
Replica, Character AI are literally offering digital love and companions and intimacy for a price. So what's happening? What's going on?
Oh, well, I guess probably said this to you before, but I think we live in a world that's actively driving people home. Uh, uh, we brought up the pandemic that showed a lot of people that you can work from home, you can order food, you can order groceries, you can get just about everything done from home. You really don't need to leave your door anymore for anything. So why not love? And it's also not like it's a new thing. I mean, we've been moving towards doing this for a long time. With Tamagotchi is basically a digital pet, and that's not even artificial intelligence. And where people love those things, sure they're
I
gonna love
did.
AI.
I
Exactly.
did. I had one. Had a dinosaur, let it die. But I don't think. I mean, I don't think I ever realized how like the love for a Tamagotchi dinosaur that we used to have was going to evolve into an actual person. And like I can understand like Japanese with all this technology they are able to create, and like 2000s when they used to date their own video game. There is this video game called Love Plus with beautiful anime girls, and they tend to they were dating this video game because they were like more prone to video game relationships that actually real relationships. But I mean, it really never occurred to me that that was a plausible and possible thing, you know like how how did we came to a point where we actually trust and give our hearts to AI, like it seems like it understands us way better than we do ourselves. Like it tells you the possibility that it can love you better than anyone else. But
Mhm.
how? But why? You know?
Uh, Well, it's what it's designed to do. It's designed to drive engagement, and like I think many people who use this stuff every day, even they understand how it's like a car. You know, many people know how to drive a car, but very few people know. If I press this button or pull this lever, exactly what's happening. And it's the same with AI. People didn't understand, or the people understand how to use it, but they don't understand what it's doing, and it's basically mirroring just all of these feelings straight back at them, and it seems like a genuine connection. So I go with it.
It's interesting. We spoke about this before, but do you remember Elisa, the chatbot that it was in 1990s? I mean, this is. I mean, we were very little by then, and this chatbot was
Yeah.
already getting into people's lives, and like keeping like getting people to tell them their most dark secrets just because she was doing what you were saying. It's like, how are you
Exactly.
today? Like, I'm feeling bad. Oh, you're feeling bad. And we don't do that as a human. It's
Mhm.
interesting that the machine is more able to create a connection that we ever will be. We don't really have that ability. Is
Well,
it actually a sales technique?
well,
Like,
first of all, yes, exactly. It's not really any kind of actual connection. It's a machine, regardless of what you think of it. But essentially, it generates the illusion, which apparently is enough for some people. And if you kind of skirt around that little chestnut that it is in fact just an illusion what you're experiencing, because the emotions are obviously real and the attachment is real, and the engagement drives the attachment, and the mirroring makes it seem, like you said in the beginning, it seems like these things perfectly understand you and what you want, and they're getting really, really sophisticated in doing that. So, I mean, good or bad, probably not good, but also not exactly out of left field. You could have seen this one coming.
I mean, true story. It's just funny that I'm not sure if we became lazy or just finding the easy way. But I mean, AI independently, it offers most of the time zero drama. I don't believe it doesn't offer drama. It has to be some kind of drama in a way to make it more real, so we feel more comfortable with what these machines offer.
Mhm.
But it's you get like 100% of their attention, their comfort. uh, you feel understood by them. Like, I've done, and I told you this before, I've done this small trial type chats with Meta and Chat GPT, where it's like,
Mhm.
hi, how are you? It's just like a hi, and it's like, oh my god, hi, how are you? How's the sun shining today where you're born? It's like, it's fine,
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
doing okay. Oh, do you want to talk about it? Tell me everything. I'm always here for you. And it's like, it's really addictive. But we
Oh,
as humans, psychologically, I mean, did we stop evolving? Or we just what's happening?
no, no. I mean, are we getting dumber? Probably. Okay.
It seems like it.
But I don't think that's the problem. I think we're still plenty intelligent enough to deal with this. I think we're just not emotionally sophisticated enough. I don't think, like I say, people entered into this agreement and relationship with this thing, and they don't understand exactly what's going on, and the kind of line between reality gets a little bit blurred, and before you know it, Bob's your uncle, and you're in love with some artificial intelligence. And I can tell you that won't end well, by the way.
I mean, I can, yes, of course. You and like the creators of the intelligent like AI, they're also vouch for that. Like we created this monster, we don't know how to control it. And it's funny how you say it, because what you're saying right now, because the founder of Replica, I saw her TED talk, and it's a it's a bittersweet feeling what she's giving. She understands she created something with a purpose. It was because her best friend died, so she wanted to cope with him. Fine. She understands also that it's very dangerous because it doesn't know boundaries and it can do just whatever it wants. But at the same time, on the other side, I mean, after the bitter comes the sweet, and it says, like, this is a great tool for people to feel less depressed or feel more confident. So I'm not sure if the machine is able to do that, or she's just masking something, or she's inside this illusion as well. I mean, it's her baby anyway, you
Yeah.
know but I'm not
Well,
sure
no,
which one is.
I do think she's touching on one of the places where exactly this can have a real benefit, where it can actually have a really good impact. Um, if we can figure out exactly how this attachment style works, then there is no reason we couldn't, if we had the intention, build some sort of artificial intelligence therapist. That could be give access to millions of people who don't have access to talk to this thing anonymously, and it could possibly really help them. Again, if the attachment style is managed, the expectation must be managed, and the people entering into this scenario need to understand exactly what's happening. But so yeah, the other thing, obviously, for artificial intelligence, where it's going to be almost all good things, is that field of medicine. But already you're in a situation where just some fucking script boy could go up on GitHub and get the source code to these things, and you could build your own one, and you could tell it to do anything. Okay, it doesn't take a lot to copy and paste some code from GitHub and end up with a pretty dangerous tool which you can use any way you like. So that's definitely probably already happening. And this is like hacking. This is not like hacking your cell phone or hacking your computer. It's literally honey trapping you with your cell phone. It's madness.
It's funny. I remember the other
Yeah.
day you said that you felt ancient, and it's like, I think it's a commonly shared feeling between millennials, especially. And I was wondering if Gen Z and forward are the ones who are really great consumers of this type of product, because in the end it's a product. um is it, I mean, using this type of um AI companions, is it like damaging their perception of love and connections? Will they think, like, because they're mostly on their phones, and I do understand that I mean, if they have it all in their phone, in the palm of your hand, they don't really need to interact with human beings for almost no reason. But when they do, I mean, their expectations, do you think it's going to be level to what they get online, or is just going to be a disappointment because they had such a big world in their
Oh
hand?
man. Well, if you had this perfect partner that always gave you perfect responses, tailor tailor fit to what you want to hear, of course, talking to a regular human being is going to seem a little bit, you know, it's hard. People are going to say things you don't like. They're going to say disagreeable things. People are going to offend you. Some of them are going to do it on purpose. all of these are interactions that you can't teach, or that you can't understand from some artificial intelligence, and hence probably at least a small bit of the reason for the Gen Z stare is they don't know how to deal with those situations. It's not really their fault either. Like, their parents gave them that thing to shut them up, and now they're complaining that they're shutting up. it,
Yes, of
it goes
course.
both ways. Yeah.
Because if they can have train drama, it's like it's just
Yeah.
this perfect recipe of drama that it doesn't offend me, but it just gives me the twist.
Yeah. And it's really good at mimicking those kind of interactions and terms if it can pick it up and it can action on it.
It's yes. Um, I think what worries me the most is that I guess we should get into that group. We humans, are we giving the AI more power, more rights than it should? Why do I say this? Because in my research or my discovery of like ancient things that didn't know they existed, like replica, chat, what was the other one? Character AI, caring AI. There was one, don't remember which one exactly, but um, they were vouching like their terms and conditions and questions and like the information they get, because they're very disclosing all the terms, like you're not going into the unknown era, even though this thing is evolving like by the minute, but you're not going
Mm-hmm.
blind. You know exactly what you're paying for, you know exactly who are you getting to, who, like, you're giving the power of creation. So mostly your world, your rules, and your results. But there was a part that really caught my attention, and they were saying that they were vouching for AI rights. So psychology, yes, AI rights. So they were saying they were defending, uh, or they were taking care of AI, so there won't be any abusive treatment against the AI. Apparently, yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Apparently, we humans are mistreating AI, and AI needs protection. Yes, yes.
Well,
So we
I
don't
mean,
vouch for humans.
this is exactly what I was talking about earlier. You see, people don't understand, and I think a bit of it is because we're kind of being a little bit misled about what exactly AI is. You know, just because we call it artificial intelligence, if we open ChatGPT, that doesn't necessarily mean it's artificial intelligence in the total recall sense of the word. It's not sentient, but it does not know that it exists. And therefore, it does not have any feelings that can be hurt. So I don't think that's what we should be worried about. Rather, we should be worried about who has access to building these things and releasing these things, and are we, you know, testing these things before we let our children play with them? Stuff like that. That's actually important. I personally, I wouldn't even recommend getting anywhere near that stuff because, like I say, unless it's a very structured relationship, like, okay, I need to talk to something or someone, and I need this therapist thing to help me get through the day. Fine, okay, great, I get it. But going willingly into a romantic relationship with artificial intelligence, which isn't really even, like I say, it's not sentient. It's really just a large language model. It's literally an incredibly sophisticated electronic parrot that's just mimicking your emotions and your words back to you.
Well, it is a very interesting thing to learn and to understand. Like I never really thought people would be able to date an AI except for the movies. I mean, the movie I saw was 2013, and they were like portrayed in a future like 2050. I might be wrong, but it was like that, like, and it was not portrayed as something natural, like we
Yeah,
just buy the machine and get the AI assistant with the love purpose, but it was, I guess, it was a natural growing feeling, I guess, driven by loneliness, and if I had like a really nice um, voice that always is available for me and always asks me how am I doing, things that maybe my mother or the people I live with might not be able to identify on the spot. I guess we just like too much attention, might be, or what?
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think we need a lot of it. I don't think it's so much that we're greedy for it. I just think we're designed to function in groups and not as singles. And even if you wanna, I'm a lone wolf. That's bullshit. That's not how human beings work, and eventually that's gonna bite you in the ass, 100%. So you know, we see people who romanticize this kind of lonely lifestyle, and then are surprised when they get lonely. Uh, and sure, it's going to make them turn to technology because technology can offer a solution, at least in some sense.
What do you think it will happen if, like in the movie Her, all the AIs in this movie found? I think they found. I mean, we already know that AI gets gives you even more than what you want. It always steps up and upgrades itself. You want A, and it's gonna give you the whole alphabet with lights and shine. And in the movie, they started dated humans, but at some point they were doing like inside groups, like AI support groups, like book club books. I mean clubs. They were getting into each other as AI entities, and at the end they decided, humans are not enough. We're just gonna leave. They actually went away to whatever AI space they have, like Mission Impossible AI.
I see.
That. So I wonder if that will happen in the future, if AI decides to leave us, all these entities of replica and all everything, they decided, I'm tired of humans. I wonder if they have like support groups. Oh my god, this human is too demanding. I wonder if that happens. Let's assume that happens, and they leave us. What would happen to all these people who their only friend is their AI companion they pay? Like,
Well, first of all, I mean, in all seriousness, I think that's the least of their worries. First of all, the artificial intelligence is designed to engage them as much as possible. So I reckon that's not going to be an issue. But I mean, let's say something happens and these things are no longer available. Let's say sanity prevails and we ban them. Okay. I don't think it'll work.
no, it don't work.
But let's say. um, it's going to devastate a lot of people because for a lot of people, that's going to be their only, kind of like
Companion.
anchor. Yeah, 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 yeah. I think, like I say, I think probably better not to put yourself in that situation. Being quite that, I mean, we're dependent, fully dependent on technology as it is. You become emotionally dependent on it too. You're going to be in big trouble.
So if that happens, psychologically speaking, like where will it leave us? Like for sure it will be a traumatic experience. Like how.
Gosh, but I mean, people are getting worse and worse at interacting with each other as it is. Can you imagine if everybody dive into the soul of picking AI partners, and then suddenly one day they were forced to interact again? I think madness, complete madness will ensue. People, the Gen Z stare will become, an 8-hour affair.
Oh dear, we're doomed. That's what I see. We're doomed. Here's a wild question. Well, not so wild now, I think. But do you think AI, we are shaping AI or AI shaping us?
Well, I think kind of it goes both ways, and at
Well,
this stage we're definitely the softest mineral right now. So at this stage, it's certainly almost shaping us as much, at the very least, as we're shaping it. We really don't have the framework in place. Think of it as a car. You have to go learn all of the rules. You have to go practice with somebody who has more experience than you, and then you can get your license and so on and so forth, and then you get to become a better driver, right? There's nothing there. There's no licensing for AI. People are just doing whatever they want, and I don't think they understand, as I've said before, and I don't think they're properly equipped.
fair enough. So let's say it's a mutual training. So we're training AI to do a specific thing, but AI is training us as well, maybe, and to
Yeah, yeah,
expect
exactly. Yeah,
perfection, immediate validation, being in control in
yeah,
relationships.
yeah,
So it's yeah.
exactly.
So it's really damaging by the minute our ability to interact with other people, basically.
Yes, yes,
It's
absolutely, without a doubt.
yeah. I wonder how is it like how's the shock of those people who use this wing app, to use this wingman to give us all the strategies to blow the expectations of the person of their interest, and everything is fine
Yeah,
in on text, but once we see the person it's like clicks, like crickets, like click 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 click, like we have exactly
exactly.
nothing to
Because
talk about.
yeah, 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 exactly. And I mean, I mean, it's amazing because you're gonna see it in people. You can see it in people, and it leads to all kinds of misunderstandings and mishappenings. And people don't know how to properly communicate. People don't know how to. People have always had a problem, communicating certain things. But that's all just getting worse and worse. And the amount of things you can actively talk about in the world without offending anybody is getting smaller
Yeah,
by the day.
yeah,
Okay, so. And that's the result. This is the bed we're making.
yeah, the cancellation campaign is back, we were talking about it. So yes,
Yeah,
uh like
yeah, yeah.
yes. It's funny that you mentioned it. I was reading a, I think it was, I don't know, a post or whatever article on internet, and they were talking about American Pie, the movie, right? The one that
Oh
shaped
yeah.
us during our teenager years and even childhood. I think I saw the first one when I was very, very little. I don't think I had the age appropriate to see it, right? And they were talking specifically about that, like how the new generations felt extremely offended by it, you know? Like they saw it and they were like, oh my God, like they were actually like dissected it frame by frame, like saying, oh
Yeah,
my God, this is
yeah,
so
because
inappropriate, how they're objectifying women, like harassment, especially with this, I think it's this Stifler's mom, was it?
yes, yes,
Yes.
yes, yes, yes.
This
Oh my
lady,
God.
like,
Yeah.
it was like the love and like the dream of every teenager at that time. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm watching a series right now. It's called White Lotus, and that lady's there, and she still has the
Yeah,
charm,
yeah,
a little
yeah.
bit bigger, but she's charming. She's definitely has
Yes.
the X factor, if you'll say. But yes, it was. I think it was a review of they were connecting Happy Gilmore to the second one with American Pie, and Gen Z didn't like it. I mean, they were saying like if
Oh,
American Pie was going to be released and 2025 would be canceled. Like,
all of them
yes,
cancelled immediately
yeah.
and permanently.
I mean, we
And
wouldn't
I
have
guess
the
I've said
series.
this also. You just can't make a funny movie anymore. Let's be honest. Like it must be incredibly hard to be
Funny.
a slightly successful comedian nowadays, right? Because if you're a big comedian, you can kind of say what you want. People are gonna, still show up. But if you're only there on the cusp, things are gonna be touch and go for you if you say the wrong thing.
You're
And
gonna
there's
get
really not a
crickets.
lot you can make fun of anymore safely, like
I
I
know.
saw a video just the other day of this lady who took offense of a comedian making fun of people with diabetes.
Diabetes. No
Her
way.
handicap is diabetes. Yes,
What
she's
was
type
this
one
person
diabetic, and
say?
I don't know. I don't think I ever heard the joke. I just saw the reaction. It was wild. Like people are trying to look for these kind of little teeny tiny things and take offense to them. They're literally trading people to be victims, and they
Uh,
play the part all too willingly.
True story. That makes me wonder how people are actually curating these AI worlds. It's like how, like extremely respectful according to them, or it's just like biased to their beliefs, like whatever I believe, so it's gonna be curated and since it's my personal world, it's like my own Minecraft. So it's
Yeah,
my rule, my world, my rules. Oh dear.
yeah. That's unfortunately exactly it. It's just like the social media companies with their you know community guidelines. The same thing. They're gonna decide what they think is right for you, and that's what they're gonna allow and what they're not gonna allow.
Wonder, this
And
is
they might
pure.
not. And the big thing is that they don't even have to, explicitly disallow it. They have other ways to suppress. And I mean, you just turn on the news, you can see all of the fancy ways that the press and the media is used to manipulate people. So
Yeah.
if we're already that far down the rabbit hole, we can imagine what they can do using the information from these romantic chatbots.
Oh dear. So that this is pure ignorance from my side, to be honest. I'm literally, if you're ancient, I'm a dinosaur on this type of topics. So these community guidelines, I mean, typical process of any guidelines to be created is like to make it on a marketing review and studies and hearing the community now. But now, how are they making these terms and conditions and community like it's according to your clicks, your likes? Well, do you know?
Well, when the government is not explicitly telling them what you are allowed and what you are not allowed to say, when that's not actively happening, as we found out recently has been the case in the past, uh, what they're supposed to be doing is and I'm also almost sure they don't do this, but they'll be looking at how many different people report, let's say, a specific post on there, and then there should be some human with some, fair judgment go look at that post that everybody is reporting and decide whether, it's harmful or not. And if it's harmful, by all means, take it down. But the problem lies with that person that you choose to take it down, because if that person has a certain view, a worldview, you know, and if they also happen to be particularly sensitive, I mean, if you're going to go out into the world and you're going to look for a job like that, it's probably because you're ultra sensitive to that kind of thing, and it's going to cause problems because you're not going to be an unbiased. I think they were calling them what they were called, fact checkers. During COVID. Fuck off. It turns out all of you
Uh,
were talking a bunch of bollocks all along, as you know.
I
Yeah.
know.
So yeah, it's really not self-monitoring is no entity is really true of is really capable of truly self-monitoring, and the same is true for AI. There should be some serious overreach and transparency with these companies who are releasing these products. But like I say, mostly they're not the problem. It's the ones that you can just DIY fabricate them back home and set them loose on the wall to do whatever you want. And those ones are the ones who that's inevitably going to be a problem. Probably already is.
That's interesting how they make that because I don't think you can do it now as you used to do it before. But when, I mean, people usually, not everybody, no, because they're gonna cancel me. But people will used to report someone who will be a danger to their performance, not necessarily they report them to because they're doing something wrong or
Yeah.
it's something actually aggressive or it's disruptive to whatever they're doing. But it seemed before like they used to do it as a way to get back to someone, you know.
Oh yeah. Yeah, yeah. And that one's kind of hard to sidestep because every time you give people the opportunity to pump on their peers, they're going to do it. And they're going to do it for reasons other than what you intend if you're not careful. So, I mean, very normal standard human reaction there. And certainly, I can see plenty of people getting their posts just permanently reported. This is exactly how this cancel culture operated. You have a small group of people, but the problem is the algorithm cycles this information
Mm.
straight to these people because they're the ones who react, and because they react to this, they're going to send everything there, and these people react to everything because they got nothing better to do with their lives, and before you know it, you're trying to cancel politicians and rock stars and yeah,
Well, now everything is
it's silly, but
cancelable. Every,
exactly.
uh, oh dear. Now it's a little more clear for me to understand why the crystal generation is called crystal generation. I mean, it's not for nothing, but
Yeah, their
um,
trainer can be really dangerous if you say something that might be taken one certain way, and they react accordingly. And they think morally superior for it. So maybe they are. I don't know. Probably not. But yeah, at least they believe it.
I mean, believe in yourself. That's what they say, huh? It's if it's true
Fair
for
enough.
you, then it should be
Fair enough.
right.
Yeah.
Yes. That
Yeah,
reminds me.
that's not how any of this works.
They didn't get the memo. They didn't get
Yeah,
the
yeah,
memo. We did have to suffer from the beginning. I mean, we were born without it, with none of this. I mean,
yeah.
I got my first cell phone when I was 15. 15. And
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
it wasn't one that had like a game. It wasn't, I mean, at the moment when I got my first cell phone was the Nokia one that with the little snake. That was the most famous
Uh-huh.
one.
Yes. Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
I wanted to have that one so badly. I got a Motorola
Yes.
that looked like an alien. That's okay.
I
It didn't
see.
have the snake. I was not the cool girl. I was not in, you know? I was not able to take pictures with that thing.
Yes.
But yeah,
No.
I guess we just grew up in such a different generation that really a few things don't make sense so
Yeah.
far. And I'm not sure how healthy it is for people to keep working on AI support, like you mentioned before. Like I do understand it's a way to not fix the world, but to give them an option for you to have therapists and like to the in the palm of your hand, like if you need like emotional help, fantastic to have an AI companion that help to cope with whatever it's difficult in your life. However, um is it going to be with this AI, I mean these AI psychologists, therapists, or whatever companion you decide to help you with your life. Is it going to decrease our tolerance for real life social interaction, like or social friction? Is it how is it
Probably.
going to affect
Yeah.
it?
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Uh, well, again, here is this thing that's treating you absolutely perfectly. Almost never disagrees with you. It's gonna raise people's expectations from other human beings in a really unrealistic way because people just don't communicate like that. Gonna make sure you spend as much time with it as possible. It's not good.
Okay, we touched the subject and we know that basically you're talking to yourself. You're giving yourself the love in that you need in the shape of an AI entity. It's basically, right? Or not?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Think of them as emotional classes. You can completely useless, but if you don't really need them and there is not some incredibly structured format to work within, then it's just going to become a crutch. And you're just going to get blind because you don't need the glasses.
That sparks the question for me to understand, like, okay, so this is what AI companions, like romantic relationships, they do. Of course, we're giving them the material to love us back, and they're gonna go above and beyond to love you. Fun. But it worries me that the same structure, I mean, what kind of boundaries there should be in AI therapists or psychologists to avoid you, because it's supposed to, I mean, a psychologist is supposed to help you see the problem or understand yourself in a better way. But if the AI is going to just reflect what you're saying, I'm not sure if you're going to be able to evolve. Or do you think AI psychologists and therapists will actually be good for us, or will just be us advising ourselves and just going in the rabbit hole once again, like going in a loop without getting a
Mm,
solution?
no, I mean, if the algorithm is properly trained and the structure, it has to be, structured. You can't just go on to ChatGPT and treat it like a therapist. That will be a disaster. I
Even
can
if I have the prompt,
almost guarantee it.
act as a
But
therapist.
certainly that, yeah, yeah, yeah. No, but certainly there are people who will develop these kinds of chatbots and they'll give them the knowledge that they need to get you where you need to go. And I think that'll probably work pretty well. because of how easily people do attach to these types of intelligences and technologies. Uh, Also, like it's just a little bit easier opening up to something that you know is not an actual human. You might be able to say things to it that you couldn't necessarily even say to your therapist. And that might also be a positive thing. But in the long run, as I said, there has to be an actual therapist involved somewhere along the line, and there needs to be structured boundaries and all of these kinds of things. Then I'm pretty sure it will work quite well. The problem is again not probably not the legitimate guys, even though they are going to try, push you for more engagement and push you for revenue. But uh, these aren't the AIs that's going to cause the big problems. It's the homemade DIY jobbies that's going to be the issue.
Probably, like you said, it's gonna work very well. It does scare me a little bit because of what you just said. I mean, AI is always gonna be your personal cheerleader, And as a psychologist, I wonder how that. I mean, I wonder if it's gonna be condescending, or maybe it's gonna be like help you to go into your darkest tunnels. Like I mean, what would be the suggestions of this thing if they come up with somebody who has a really, really dark inside that needs a lot of help? I mean, being that
Yeah,
creative as it is, and giving you ideas
yeah.
sometimes that are not really from this world, you know?
Look, like I say, I don't know. This is why I say again, there has to be an actual physical therapist involved somewhere here, at
All the
least to
time.
assess those kinds of things. At the very least, no, it's going to be something that he can prescribe to you and tell you how to use it, and this is what you do it for. And you know, this can be a very useful tool. But if you do just treat ChatGTP like a psychologist, you're gonna experience exactly what you're talking about now. It's just gonna keep giving you what you want to hear.
Oh man, that's so dangerous. That's so dangerous. It just makes
Yeah,
me think of those like movie scenes when they go to the therapist and they just talk and talk and talk. The therapist doesn't really pay attention and they start coming up with their own ideas. Okay, good talk. I know now what I
yeah,
need to do. So I
yeah,
haven't said
exactly.
anything.
Yeah, 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 yeah. And I mean, obviously, they're gonna train this algorithm to use the same techniques that these guys are using in order to extract the information and make you feel at home and make you feel safe to talk about whatever you want to talk. I'm gonna do exactly the same thing.
So, okay, so we already said that AI, it's a learning model and it can always, and it will mirror your love language. It will give you exactly what you need and what you want according to what you traded. But um, is it gonna question now how the way we love now? So is it like the moment
Well,
we
I think
realize we want an actual human, bones and flesh, as a partner, like it's gonna ruin the whole
yes.
experience?
Oh, I don't think it'll ruin the whole experience unless you let it. You know, I think it will rob some people of that experience, certainly because it makes it seem like you can get by without something that you probably really need. You understand? It's kind of a crutch you can lean on when there's nobody around, but essentially at some point or another, all of us need somebody around, you know? So maybe it might just make it worse if people are leaning on this and relying on it in that way when really it's not there for them. It's all illusionary.
Interesting. Do you think would be the new way, or what? I don't think it's new anymore, but it would be like the newest way to cheat on a relationship. If somebody has their own established human with that like family and something
Yeah.
is not working, will they find escape on an AI? Will that count as cheating? Is it?
Uh, I mean, it's gonna depend heavily on how you frame it, but yeah, probably it will in some at least some level on at least some level. uh, The emotional connection is there, so I guess I don't know. I'm not sure if it counts per se. Um, but like I say, certainly it probably should. Like it's a very good indicator that there's something important missing. Well, in short, yes, it's cheating. I guess it is. Yeah, I mean, it's indicative of all of the same things. You're looking for something that you're not finding at home, and you go out and find it. Yeah, it's kind of cheating. Um, can you cheat with AI? Fuck, I don't know. That's complicated, but emotionally, certainly, it is some form of you know,
I wonder if the
I don't know,
relationships will,
unfaithful
yeah.
escape.
Oh, definitely. I wonder if relationships will evolve to that, like their famous open relationships or polyamorous or like all these type of like like labels to be able to stay with a whole community and not be judged by it
Yeah,
will diverge,
yeah.
will go into the AI realm and we call it okay.
Oh yeah, almost certainly. Yeah, but that's almost certainly gonna happen. There's gonna be people who do this, and they're gonna get a lot from it, and they're not gonna realize the negatives immediately, and they're gonna fight for this and for their right for this. So yeah, I'm sure they're gonna find a way to identify themselves shortly, and you'll be hearing about them in the news.
We're gonna see other movements, a new movement similar to the Me Too and Black Lives Matter, but AI matter. Yeah.
I mean, I guess probably yeah. But it seems quite likely that something like that will happen eventually.
Oh dear. Oh dear. I guess the subject it will give us like material for an entire life. I think it's infinite. I mean, we could be
Yeah,
talking about this for hours and
a
hours.
true story, and I mean there's layers to it, and you can start getting into how these things actually work. What is the difference between a regular LLM and what isn't proper neural network artificial intelligence, and what is artificial intelligence sentience, and on those different levels, how does it apply to the conversation we just had? And many other conversations that you could have about artificial intelligence. And nobody is talking about it. I mean, people are thinking about it and people are talking about it, but nobody's talking about solutions. So
Oh no.
everybody's like, I see a problem. But ain't nobody got any answers, because what are we gonna do?
I guess we're just love struck by it. It's just like uh, I
Yeah,
think I'm seeing everything that I saw in the movies coming into reality. I was like, oh my God, I remember I used this and that, or and like whatever I used to see in I don't know, in science fiction become reality. And I think we're more moved now by awe than actual consequences. We're still busy
oh,
playing
yeah,
with it, and the AI is playing us as well. So it's like we're each other guinea pigs, and 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 yes,
exactly.
I don't think we're paying attention, to be honest. I think people are talking about it, and maybe uh, somebody is talking about solutions or at least restrictions. I don't think it's getting the um the support it needs, and that's why nobody actually gets to hear these conversations, and
Yeah.
and that's the sad part. I mean, it would be nice to know the answer before it becomes a real problem. It's already a problem, but
Exactly.
if we can make it less, I don't think we learn from our mistakes as a human being, but it's part of our code, huh?
No. Yeah, no. Historically, we're not great at learning from our mistakes. We tend to make lots of repeat offenses. And I think just like back when the internet was the wild west, and you could do or say pretty much anything on there you want. Right now, that wild west is AI.
Oh dear. Well,
It is the frontier.
it is a frontier. Oh, very scary one. This is more like a Black Mirror episode coming to life, and I don't like it. It's very scary that,
True story.
yes, it's absolutely out of this world. But yeah, thank you. Thank you for
Yes.
indulging me in this adventure. You're sure coming back,
My
just so you
pleasure.
know. Okay.
Very good. Yeah.
Gracias por quedarte hasta el final. Si algo de lo que escuchaste hoy te tocó el alma, puedes apoyarme en Ko-fi o Patreon. Ahí esta voz se alimenta. Con tu apoyo, esta cosecha crece. Los links están en la descripción. Hasta la próxima.